everyone, this is Kona, and welcome to the new Publish, Unpublish / Draft State uh, FAQ kind of tutorial of what has changed and what's going to look different. So first of all, I'm in Math 113, so thank you, James, for letting me use your course. But if you have your modules as your home page, this is what the first thing you will notice is that this is going to look quite different. So you can see that first of all, stuff shows up in green. It's got these little green clouds over here. So it's going to look kind of different, not kind of, really different, right from the get-go. So this is just your home page. If you want to edit your home page and change it to something different, you can always still click Edit Home Page and change it to maybe your own page or something like that. One quick thing though, if you have, so now I'm actually going to switch to a different course. So now I'm switching over to COM 101, Public Speaking. Thank you, Michelle. So if you have a course that or a home page that you've designed yourself, clicking Edit Home Page doesn't actually edit the content on this page. Clicking Edit Home Page will just change what content is displayed, whether it's the page, the dashboard, the course modules, or your syllabus. That's the way you actually edit that. If you want to literally edit this page, you would just click this edit button. So by clicking the edit button up here next to the title of the course, you can actually edit the content of this course. So that is if you have created your own homepage. I'm going to actually flip back over to James's Math 113 course. So first of all, modules. So this is how the modules looks if it's your home page. If you actually click over onto modules, and it's thinking, hold on. You can see that modules now take up the full screen, so they don't have that sidebar, so you've got the full screen. And the important thing though is that you have these green publish or unpublish. In general, all of your course content, once it gets flipped over to this draft state or the publish unpublish, it should all be green to start out with. If you don't want it to be green, so what does green mean? Green means that students can see it. Green is basically the way everything has been working in Canvas. It's just kind of the status quo of this is how everything's been working in Canvas. But let's say end of the semester course feedback, you know what? You don't want students to see that until a specific time. What you can do is come over here, click that, and unpublish it. So now you can see that everything else is green, but over here, that is not published. So if you wanted to publish it again, you just click it, and now it's published, and now it's unpublished. So that would be just a good example. But you could literally go through, do it individual item by item, or you can do it by an entire module. So if you do it by an entire module, it does hide it here, but if these specific items are still green, the students, if they went to something, a link over here, would still be able to view it. So even though this module is unpublished, if you want specific things inside the module to also be unpublished, you need to go through and literally click, and it's not that hard, but click, click, click through and hide all of those from students. Now you notice I tried to click this one, but it said you can't unpublish this if there are student submissions. So that is another thing. You can hide all of these pages, you can hide content, but if students have already submitted something to an assignment, you cannot unpublish it after students have submitted something to it. So if students haven't submitted something to this, so if this is at the very beginning of the course and students haven't submitted things, feel free, uncheck it, students will not be able to see it. But just remember, once students do take it, it will not be able to be unpublished. So once an assignment is published and students have taken it, you cannot unpublish it. So for right now though, I'm going to come back and re-green everything out. So it's all visible. So there we go. Everything's green. Another interesting feature that you will like, I think, is you can do this green or unpublish to publish in a lot of different places. So I'm going to come back over to the left to where your assignments are. And remember, assignments is your gradebook setup. And if I click over on assignments, once this page loads, eventually, you'll see there is also this publish unpublish feature shows up on your assignment page. Now for right now, I can't unpublish anything because students have submitted to all of these assignments, and it literally tells you can't unpublish if they're student submissions. But once again, so this is unpublished though. I can because students didn't do that. So I can check that one. So if there are things that your students haven't done yet, so we're talking the beginning of the semester, you can come in and hide these assignments from students. Now, if you hide these from students here, when you click over to your modules, if those assignments are on your modules page, they will also be hidden on your modules page. So basically, what happens here changes what happens in the modules. So there is an they are connected. It's not, if you change it here, it's not changed there. If you change it in one place, it changes it in the other place as well. So if we look over in discussions, you'll see the same thing. We've got a capstone preliminary discussion, and once again, I can't unpublish it because they're replies, but you can see that they are green. So that way I know that these were published to students. If you didn't want students to see them and the students hadn't submitted anything to them yet, so if you're at the beginning of the semester, you would be able to hide these, and the hiding feature would carry over to that module page. Similar, if you go over to quizzes, you're going to see that same thing. You're going to see the hide, unhide. So this is going to look really different, but it's pretty straightforward. Green means go, students can see it. Gray means students cannot see it. Unless you turn it green, students will never be able to see it. So here, we've got due dates. If this wasn't green, even though the due date was right here and it was supposed to be open to students, students would not be able to see this or take this unless you have this green. So the green is really, really important, that if students need to take it, it has to be green. It will not automatically turn green. That's actually a question I've got before, that if you try to, if you wanted to, we could in Angel set something to be hidden and then made visible to students on a certain date. We cannot do that in Canvas. Now you can lock and unlock modules, but students can still see the content in those modules. If you try to hide it, you would have to remember to go in and make it visible by clicking and making it green in order for students to see it. So even if students have assignments that are open and they should be able to be working on, if this isn't green, students cannot work on it. So really important, make sure things are green. Pretty much the only major change is to your pages. So over here, once again on the left, I'm going to click on the navigational link for pages. And first of all, if you click on pages, it's going to say front page. Well, for this course, you remember there wasn't a home page, it was just the modules. So when you click front page, there is no front page, but if you click view all pages up here at the top, you'll get a list now of every single page in the course, and you have the option to hide or unhide, publish, unpublish. So here you can see if I go through and unpublish a bunch of these, if I go back over to the modules page or the home page and I scroll down, you can see that what I had unchecked is now hidden here. So that's where I'm showing the carryover. So then if I went back and turned them back green here and went back up to pages. So remember, once again, if you click pages, you click view all pages, and you can see that some of those had turned back to green. So, and I'm going to go ahead and turn all of those back to green for now. So this is kind of a cool feature. I love that you can see all of this. If you had a home page, so here Michelle actually has a home page that she designed herself. If she clicks on her pages, what she's going to see is this is her front page. And then if she clicks view all pages, she's going to get something similar to where she has all of her green things right here, but then she can see that she can see that there is her front page. But once again, she still has this option of turning things green or gray to put it back the way she wanted it. So there is a, as brief as I could make it, introduction to Draft State. Pretty much it's going to be a different change, but I think overall you guys will like it. Once again, if you want to check, if you want to play around with Draft State and then see what your students think about it, or not what they think about it, but what students see, remember to see student view, you go to settings here at the bottom left. So the settings, first of all, you have to be in your course, and then go to the bottom left settings. And then on your course page, you would want to click on Student View. And then you could go into your course and see how do your modules, how does the course actually look to students. So here you can see the students don't see green, but if you were to hide something from the students, you could actually see what was hidden and what wasn't to the students. Once you're done, you can just leave your student view and you go back to instructor view. Also, on the off chance that any of you are looking at this before the flip gets switched and everyone goes to draft state, to go to draft state for your own course, if it's not already like this, if you go to settings and feature options, just make sure draft state is turned on. The draft state will get turned on for everyone as of Saturday morning. So Saturday morning, this is just going to get turned on globally. So all of your courses will have the draft state on. But if you want to take a look at this or turn it on for some of your summer courses now, just go down to the settings, bottom left, feature options, and turn on draft state. So for now, you have the option of turning on draft state, but I am going to do a global turning it on for everybody as of this Saturday. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions, please let me or Liz know. We are trying to finish up updating all of the resources in the instructor training course. Once we do that, I'll let you know. Hopefully that will be done, if not this week, by next week. But otherwise, have fun, enjoy it, and let us know if you have any problems.